Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show.
Welcome to my show. You know, as a longtime viewer, that I'm always looking for community leaders and entrepreneurs and people I can profile to find out what makes them tick. And that's why I invited Suzy Fulton on. She's a founding member of the law firm Grable Martin Fulton. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Now, let's talk about your life, because it kind of took a turn, didn't it?
It definitely did. So I started off in engineering, and I was a physics major in undergrad, and then I got my master's degree in aeronautical engineering and worked for NASA.
Did you want to be an astronaut?
I did, actually. Early on, I did, because when I was a kid, we were watching moon landings and drinking Tang and, playing in boxes and pretending like that was the space shuttle or,
Yes.
doing moon landings.
Now you have a little brush with fame, and I want to shake this hand because this is the hand that shook the hand of Christine Darden. Tell us about that. And we've got some video of her for those who are not familiar. The movie Hidden Figures. She's included in that movie.
Well, she's actually not in the movie itself, but she's featured in the book, the Hidden Figures book.
Yes.
She's about a generation younger than the 3 women that were featured in the movie.
Yes.
And, so I worked with her at NASA, and Dr. Darden is amazing. She's one of the pioneers in sonic boom research, and although she's retired, she's been retired a few years, that her legacy still continues, and the research that she's done, they're continuing with that to advance sonic boom minimization.
A real trailblazer.
Yes, absolutely. And I was, really privileged to have the opportunity to work with her way back in the day.
That's really cool. Okay, so now how do you go from NASA astronaut to law?
Well, I lost my wind tunnel, so I was doing experimental work at NASA, and they restructured, I got reassigned, and at that point it was going to be more theoretical work, which I didn't think I was going to be that interested in, so I started looking for different things to do, and ended up talking to a NASA patent attorney, and thought, I want to be a patent lawyer, and so I ended up changing directions and going into law.
And 7 years ago, you founded this very successful law firm, and it's grown tremendously. We've got some pictures of some of your coworkers off of your Facebook page. It looks like a really cool, vibrant company.
Well, like you said, we started almost 7 years ago, and there were the 3 of us, the 3 co-founders, and now we've grown out to 32 attorneys. Nearly everyone has a previous big firm or in-house counsel, like at a very high level, general counsels, deputy GC level. And so we built a dynamic firm that it's great for our clients because we don't have the overhead of most firms. And a lot of our attorneys work virtually. So wherever they have an internet connection, they're able to work. And so we've cut the overhead of the expensive real estate and staffing, expensive,
Right.
marble conference room tables, so that we can pass that savings on to our clients.
That's awesome. And I was really impressed with your list of services. Just rattle off some of the things that some of the areas of law you guys practice.
Well, we are pretty much a full-service law firm at this point, and we have general corporate, M&A, mergers and acquisitions, intellectual property, which is anything, patents, copyrights, trademarks, trade secrets, software licensing.
Wow.
We have real estate, tax, immigration, litigation, labor and employment. So pretty much anything that you would need as a business from the corporate standpoint.
And that's probably a relief to your clients, because I know successful business owners who they've got their tax attorney and they've got their real estate attorney over here and they got their labor attorney over here. Having it all under one roof is probably really convenient, isn't it?
Absolutely, and typically you have to go to one of the big firms to have those sorts of services available, and the big firms, their hourly rates are pretty astronomical, and that's something, like I said, our rates are much lower, but we have the same field of really, really talented lawyers. So.
That's cool. Now, I was reading on your LinkedIn page, you like working with startups, and what is it about startups that fascinate you?
I don't know. I think some of it's the Wild West atmosphere about them, and just the excitement of you're getting out in on the ground floor of something that you hope will take off, and that you're able to help them do that. And I just find that really exciting, and it's so much fun.
I bet you run into a lot of people who say, I wish I had met you $100,000 ago, because as a startup you can make a lot of mistakes if you're not getting wise counsel.
That's true, and I think now with some of the incubators, they're helping to educate the startups, but a lot of times by the time they're able to afford an attorney, they've lost some of their intellectual property. They may not be able to get patents on their core technology and things like that, or they might have messed up their cap tables and their cap structure.
Sure.
And so there's things that we can definitely help them with as they're growing out.
Well, what's been the highlight of your legal career so far? Any cases stand out in your mind?
Well, I used to do litigation, and we had one case that involved an aircraft crash in Antarctica, and it was just incredible. The people that were involved in the a lot of characters and all that, and there were sled dogs and a plane crash, and so that was probably one of the things that was pretty unique and
It sounds like
stood out.
a good book or maybe a movie one day.
it was pretty incredible and a lot of fun.
I assume you were successful.
Well, it settled out, so
Yep.
but it was definitely in our client's favor. So yes, it was a good ending.
That's awesome. Well, what's your favorite part about law? In every field, there's the win, the W. What's the win for you?
Well, now that I've shifted out of litigation and I'm doing all transactional law, I think the win for me is just being able to, help the client be successful. And, a lot of times the legal department becomes the voice of no, and you try to skirt around them. And
Right.
so I want to be someone that's going to help the business and that they're going to come to with their problems, as opposed to try to avoid the legal end.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it has to do with doing right by your client, because you want that client to be with you for generations.
Absolutely, and I think that's why startups are extremely loyal to the people that they start with and who help them from the very beginning, and that may mean you get delayed on your payments, or you do some pro bono work or whatever for them, but they're extremely loyal, and then when they are successful, they're gonna stick with you, and that's a great feeling, because that means you've done a great job, and they like you for the work that you've done in helping them.
Well, I think you're awesome. We're going to put your website up so people can get a hold of you. The domain name is grablemartin.com.
That's correct. Yes, GRABLE.
Outstanding. Well, you've been a great guest. I hope you'll come back again.
Thank you for having me. I really had fun.
Awesome. That's it for now. We'll see you next time.